My name's Ralph. I'm a rabbit, as you can see. I'm blind in my right eye, and this ear. Can't hear nothing but ringing now. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. So I had my fur shaved and got chemical burns up and down my back. Kind of stings, eh? But it's not a big deal. It only really hurts when I, breathe or move around or whatever. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, that hurts. But at the end of the day, it's okay. We do it for the humans, right? They're far superior to us animals. They've even been to space. Have you ever seen a rabbit in a rocket ship? I don't think so.
Ralph tells us the sad truth. Animals are seen as not equal to humans and therefore not worthy of the same humanity. This is the topic of testing on animals. Ralph is only just one example of the 115 million animals that are tested each year. Animals should not have to be experimented on for human gain. Our comfort is never worth the countless animal lives that are taken from experimentation. The majority of these experimentations come from the biomedical industry as well as the cosmetic industry. Medicines and beauty products are almost all fully animal experimented.
When we talk about cosmetics, we're not just talking about makeup. Cosmetics include everything from toothpaste to sunscreen to bath bombs. It's a big business. Around the world, it's believed we spend more than $380 billion a year on products to make us look good. But there's an ugly side to the beauty business: animal testing.
Some people think that animal testing is just putting makeup on the animals when it's actually a lot crueler than that, and they test products on their eyes or their skin.
It all started around the 1950s. Heaps of new stuff was hitting the market, but there weren't a lot of rules to make sure the products were safe. So some people got burned, scarred, or even worse from trying out dodgy products. It forced countries to bring in laws to make cosmetic companies test the safety of their products before they could be sold. At the time, they decided that the easiest way to do this was to test them on animals, like rats, rabbits, dogs, cats, and guinea pigs. Researchers would put substances on the animal's skin to look for blistering or scarring, or in their eyes to test for redness. But in the 80s, word got out about animal testing. And over time, angry customers forced companies to find other ways to test products. Now there are heaps of alternatives, like testing on donated tissue samples, or artificial skin and body parts, or simply using ingredients that we already know are safe. And there are even labels like these to show that a product is cruelty-free.
As we can see from this broadcast, animal testing has been around for a long time. Still, in the upcoming years, scientists and researchers have developed many new and more efficient ways to test products that do not require animal suffering. According to PETA, one of the best ways you can help promote these advances is by buying products that are deemed to be cruelty-free. Brands such as Elf, Wet n Wild, Pacifica, and so many more are all cruelty-free. However, it's important to note that there are caveats to all these new alternatives.
The federal government laid out its plans to amend Canada's Food and Drug Act to ban all cosmetic animal testing, including the use of any ingredient that has been tested on an animal. They'll also clamp down on false or misleading labeling concerning animal testing. Animal testing has been used to meet governmental and regulatory requirements for both human health and the environment. It's not required under the FDA, but it's also not explicitly banned. Animal rights groups and industry stakeholders have been pushing to make the ban official. To ban cosmetic testing was critical because it is not required. It is unnecessary. It is cruel and painful. It causes suffering and death in animals, and all for beauty products. So it was a really easy place
for the government to bring an end to that kind of egregious animal testing.
Advocates say while the ban is largely symbolic since industry moved away from the practice years ago, the FDA change can be used as an example for other industries looking to update regulations.
Although countries such as Canada are trying to ban animal testing, places such as China still make little to no progress. This is due to the fact that China requires by law that all products in the country must be tested before human use. Another issue is the lack of persistence from the Animal Welfare Act. Most animals are protected under this act except for a few. These include birds, fish, and turtles. This would mean that when random searches are done on facilities that use animal testing, these animals will remain unprotected and can still be used during experimentation despite what searchers have just seen. It's sad to know that not all animal lives are even weighted the same. Because of these unfortunate circumstances, it makes all the more sense to take as many steps as possible to help fight against animal testing. This is where buying cruelty-free products comes back into play. By not supporting these brands, the companies cannot get any more money. The government spends over $15 billion on animal testing a year. By boycotting these products, that cost can be cut. Brands such as Bath & Body Works, which test on animals, make an average of $733 million. Should a company so cruel be able to profit off of that much suffering? These are the questions we must ask ourselves as consumers. The best way to understand why it's important to stop animal testing is to think about your pet in that situation. Would you want them to live their life in pain and suffering? By supporting brands who make cruelty-free products and then buying them, we as consumers can take the necessary steps to make a difference in a lab animal's life. For more information, go to www.peta.org to find a list of cruelty-free brands and products.